Hello, art friends. My name is Fleshwad, and today I have another creepy, anonymous green text story for you. In case you missed it, I am also uploading a series of 1-minute horror stories in the form of shorts on this channel, where you can comment one word, and I'll create a short horror story based off of that word. You can go to my channel to find the series, and I will also link it down below. Now on to the story. Abducted by Aliens. Submitted by Anonymous. I got one about aliens, I think, if anyone's interested. Although I'll warn you now that it's pretty anticlimactic. Be me. Living in Little Blink and You'll Miss It town, in a sucky country. I work at a PC repair store, but we do more general electronic repair related stuff. I actually have very little knowledge about this stuff, but almost everyone in this town is a boomer, and you'd be amazed at how many people come in complaining about their broken PC, and it just turns out it's frickin' covered with dust. And after a good cleaning, it works like a charm. If it's not that, you can be sure they downloaded some shifty stuff online, and you just run some antivirus software and problem solved. Anyway, I'm at work like normal when the local head cop walks in, sheriff equivalent I suppose, and tells me he needs some help with some tech-related stuff on a case he's got. Sweatingpepe.jpg. Like I said, I know very little about this stuff, but once you've fixed a boomer's PC or laptop or phone one time, they think you're a frickin' savant. Gets permission from boss to go help. Go to police station. Have to sign some stuff about how I'm like an IT advisor on the case or something. He starts asking me if I saw any weird things recently. Eventually, he slides a smartphone, tells me some local girl went missing and her friend says she got abducted by aliens while they were making blogging videos of some kind, and he needs me to find them so he can watch them. I'm a freaking dead inside as I scroll through this phone. We got the password from the friend. Somehow she knew it. And realize I'm literally just here to find the video on her phone and click play. There were a couple different folders with the videos, and this boomer cop honestly didn't even know how to find it, and thought he needed some IT genius to hack into the phone or something. So I'm going through the different folders, trying to find the most recent video. Whole time, cop is telling me what happened. I honestly think there must be some sort of law against this, like, he can't just tell me about this case and these people involved. But when you're in the middle of nowhere, people don't really care too much about the rules. If the family wants to sue him for that, I imagine they'd have to take him to the nearest city, 'cause we don't even have a proper courthouse. Anyway, I'm half listening as he tells me about how the phones at the police station were going crazy last night, and how people were calling in about the lights in the sky, and people prowling around their gardens. I'm just like, yeah, that's crazy. I was drinking and watching anime last night with my headphones on, so I didn't hear any of this. Every video is just this girl, sometimes with her friend, talking about some K-pop band they like, or cooking and doing recipes or something. All the videos are like 3 to 5 minutes long. Eventually, find a video that's 10 minutes long. 10 minutes exactly. I imagine the phone automatically stops at that point. And skip to the end, and it's just like 2.5 minutes of nothing. Phone's just pointed at the ceiling fan, and then it cuts off. Bingo. Track back to the 3-minute mark. Girl is lying on her bed talking to her friend. It's a split screen and her friend is just chilling at her house, I'm guessing. They're talking about some stuff. Super forced and awkward, I think they were uploading these to YouTube or TikTok or some website in hopes of becoming famous. Missing girl eventually stops laughing and gets this terrified look in her eyes. I say her eyes because her face was barely moving. Looked like she had a stroke or something. She's really still, but her eyes are really panicked. She must have had the phone leaning on something, because it didn't move at all. At this point, the cop has shut up and has moved next to me. So this girl is lying here, looking like she's got a gun to her head. Imagine her phone lying to her right, by her head, probably propped up on a bedside table as it records so we can see over her and her doorway a bit, but most of the room is off screen. Her friend starts asking her what's wrong. Girl's eyes are darting like crazy right now. I think she was trying to say, "I can't move." But it was from the corner of her mouth, and really mumbled, really looked like a stroke victim. Video goes on like this for 30 seconds. Her friend is clearly scared, but obviously doesn't want to freak out in case it's a prank. This girl is clearly terrified. Eventually hear floorboards creaking outside the girl's room. Light from hallway gets a bit dimmer as someone walks in front of it. Oh shoot.jpg. I'm about to watch some frickin' serial killer walk into this room and take this girl. Feels like frickin' CSI Miami. Girl's eyes are fixed on her doorway. They are bulging to the point that they look like they're about to pop out. Figure appears in the doorway. Very tall, very dark, quite wide across. Literally needs to turn shoulders to enter through the doorway. For some reason, the fact that it looked right, the wrong way into the other room, first scares me. Like it just gave it this very human element of searching the rooms for someone. Honestly, wasn't even thinking at this point. I was just watching this video like I was completely detached, and this wasn't even happening. Like when you're dreaming, but you realize it's a dream. There are 3 of these things, and they enter one after another. The best way I can describe these things is they looked like a mix between an owl and that thing from Spirited Away. No Face is the name, I think. Imagine that thing, but with an owl's head instead of a mask. But also it has a little lipless mouth instead of a beak. They get closer, and I realize that those giant black ovals aren't dark feathers, like how an owl tricks you into thinking it has giant eyes. These things actually have massive eyes. The biggest difference between these and normal aliens is how big they were. The heads and eyes were massive, but not really disproportionate to the bodies. Looked like pig related, but they were wearing clothes like No Face. Black shawl looking things made it hard to tell what their bodies looked like, because it was just a solid black mass. But definitely clothes, and clearly the bodies under them were huge. We just sit there, dead silent as these things walk toward the girl. Her friend has been screaming the whole time. They stand over her, and I notice that she's screaming too, but it's muffled and coming out of the corner of her mouth. It's like I'm honestly watching somebody have a sleep paralysis episode. They reach out. Hands and arms are very stereotypical of gray aliens, slender and pale. But when juxtaposed with those huge bodies, they almost look like tentacles. 2 of them literally pick her up like she's a sack of potatoes, like they don't even look her in the eyes. They carry her out to the doorway. The one in front makes a big bow to ensure she doesn't hit her head on the lintel. Weirdly, the camera doesn't move during any of this, but after the 2 are gone, with the girl, it suddenly gets knocked over, and we can hear quite a lot of clattering I guess the third one did it. Cop literally whispers, "There were signs of a struggle." I guess for my benefit, or maybe this story was just making sense in his head. We just sit in silence for the next 3 minutes as the video rolls while pointing at the ceiling fan. Remember how I said it was anticlimactic? Well, that was basically the end. I left the police station like I was a freaking ghost just wandering around, and I never got called back. The girl was never found, and the whole town just seems to have gone, I guess she got abducted or something. I don't know if anyone else saw the video, and I never told anyone but my sister. But the whole town knows the story now, and I imagine about half believe it. I think the video probably still exists, and I've asked the cop about it, but he just says he can't give me case evidence. Suddenly he cares about the rules. I don't think any men in black came and scared him or anything, and I imagine he's shown it to a few people. My one friend told me the story in perfect detail, even though I never told him. That phone is probably sitting in a desk drawer right now, about 5 kilometers away from me, but I'm not about to go break into a police station to prove it to anyone. I think the official story is that she got kidnapped by 3 dudes in masks. Anyway, I still think about that girl sometimes. Her eyes looking at those things, and the way they looked at the wrong doorway first. Freaking awful. Hope you enjoyed that GREENTEXT story. Sorry if the audio was weird here and there. I recorded this some time ago, and I'm not really sure why the audio is in and out sometimes. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed. Please click the like button if you like the story and the art, and subscribe if you haven't. As always, please leave a comment below, as they really help me out, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching, art friends. Until the next video. Bye.